Hi everyone, long time no see. I hope you all are really well. Welcome to my immigration series. This video will be talking about immigration in the UK compared to immigration in Japan and telling you about its present situation. So let's go. Okay, to start off with, let's talk about the UK immigration history. Well, UK has welcomed immigration since 1945, especially from countries who were part of the British Empire. As I am sure you've all learnt in history, the British Empire ruled many different countries across the world. So from the Caribbean all the way to Asia, whereas in Hong Kong, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, they conquered that whole region. So for this reason, the immigrants which predominantly came to the UK were from India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Caribbean, and so on. Next, the UK present situation. So according to the 2014 Office of National Statistics, around about 583,000 people came to live and work in the UK in the year June 2014. Now, separate figures for emigration, which is basically when people leave the country, suggested that around 325,000 people left the UK over the same time period. Both of these movements include a portion of British citizens exercising their right to come and go. This means that many people from the UK both left the UK and some people returned to the UK. So people from the UK are very geographically mobile, meaning they can go to many different countries, no problem. The UK in this stage is still part of the Euro, so they have the ability to go work in European countries without much problem. So this page will talk about how the UK deals with immigration. Now, the UK has 5 different tiers for immigration visas, which are described by the UK Border Agency as follows. So Tier 1 is for highly skilled individuals who can contribute to growth and productivity. Now, highly skilled will mean that they are very good in maybe business, they're consultants, they have a lot of wealth, and they can influence the UK's economy and help it to grow. Many of them are very rich and probably in the 1% of the population. Tier 2 are for skilled workers. So if there are any labour shortages within the UK, these skilled workers can come and fill gaps in the UK's workforce. Okay? So these can be people from engineering, could be for IT, the major current service providers in the UK. The industry has industrial industries have reduced in the UK, so service industries are now the big main companies. So if you're working from a bank, for IT, for engineering, you'll be more than welcomed and you'll go under a Tier 2 visa. Next is a Tier 3 visa. A Tier 3 visa is for limited numbers, so there aren't many, and they're for low-skilled workers, so people in construction and other hard labor jobs. And they're only here for temporary labor shortage fills. So only for a short period of time they will be welcome and then they will have to return. Tier 4, very important, is for all of you guys who want to study in the UK in the future. If you want to go to study abroad, then you will need a Tier 4 visa, which is specifically for students. Tier 5 is a very interesting visa. It's for temporary workers and young people, covered by the Youth Mobility Scheme. Now, I believe this scheme is for people that aren't in university but maybe are in high school or in secondary school, and they're allowed to come to the UK, maybe do some work experience or do like an exchange program. These are things. This is a type of visa that is really useful for them, and obviously this is used primarily not for economic objectives, so not to influence the economy, maybe just for learning or these types of services. Okay, let's talk about Japan and Japan's present situation. So according to the Ministry of Justice figures, there were over 2.2 million non-Japanese residents, in Japan in 2015, an increase of 5.2% from the previous year, which is the largest tally since the ministry began to keep records from 1959. So this is a diagram of non-Japanese residents in Japan. As you can see, when the earthquake hit around about this time here in 2010, there was a decrease in non-Japanese residents. Many people left. But shortly after 2013, so maybe this part here, there started to be a new rise. So there's been an increase again. And ever since then, I think there are going to be more non-Japanese residents coming to Japan, especially until the 2020 Olympics. I think everyone is excited for that. Okay, Japan also, though, has been one of the most closed countries when it comes to accepting foreigners into their society. According to the OECD survey, foreign-born or native-born foreign parents accounted for only 2% of Japan's population. The average figure for OECD countries, the average figure is 18%. So that's 16% less compared to other countries. Now, if we look at this diagram represents all the G7, so the G7 countries, and shows cross borders. So people from Japan going to foreign countries, and people from foreign countries coming into Japan, and that movement. So this is data from 2015. And you can see that Japan only had 72,000 people coming in and coming out. I should also add, this is for permanent residents. So permanent residents, people who move to Japan and people who move back and go to a foreign country. So between all the G7 countries, Japan is only at 72,000. The UK, on the other hand, is at 547,000. But if you look at Germany, there are a whopping 2,016,000 people have either moved across to another foreign country or come into Germany as a permanent resident, which is an amazing amount. So, to summarize, the UK has already welcomed immigration with open arms, so meaning everyone and anyone is welcome, whereas Japan has been a lot more reserved and cautious in its immigration policies. Although the number of people coming in and out of Japan and the UK have also increased, and I presume will continue to increase, Japan is still a while away from being close to the rest of the world when it comes to open immigration. Japan has always been reserved, but I think as the 2020 Olympics are shortly coming, I hope that would also give Japan a breakthrough for more immigration. It will get people used to foreigners, and I hope that people that come to Japan will see how amazing Japan is, and it might open up Japan to the rest of the world. But that's all from me and this presentation. Thank you guys so much. I really wish you really good luck the rest of the year, and I hope to see you guys soon. Take care. See you.